Hello, I'm Carrie, and this is Beyond the Womb Tarot, where I channel messages to help you continue to grow beyond the womb or expand your mind outside of your current comfort zone to enable you to become your highest self. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for liking, subscribing, watching. Um, it is the full moon. Hopefully, I have uploaded this video by the time it's the full moon. And I love doing full moon energy readings to get the energy of what's, like full moon is like a big, in my mind, it's a big energy ball. And it can be advantageous to take advantage of this energy that's kind of like just being projected on us. So in order to do that, utilize it in our best interest, we got to know what's going on first. And that's why I do these full moon energy readings. It is the full moon in Leo. It's also called the snow moon. And it's called the snow moon because it is happening during February, which is one of the snowiest, at least here in the United States, one of the snowiest times of year. And it also is a time I like to read the almanac before I do these readings and kind of like understand the historical energies that come with these full moons. And for this snow moon, it is like the time of scarcity. It's the time of it's the middle of winter. It's like your coldest, darkest night. It's the time in which, you don't have no crops in the fields. If we're back in the olden days, there's no crops in the field. Everything is frozen. The ground is basically dead, or it seems to be, right? You would have already had to have your stores built up in order for you to survive this winter. And things, they can be looking bleak right about now because the winter has already begun in October. I don't know, because I don't really live in a place where it gets cold like that, but back in the day when things weren't just shipped and delivered to us, this is what I'm thinking about, like the historical energies. So these are the types of energies that we can be feeling right now. And I really feel like during this snow moon, we can be feeling that type of energy of like lack or fear of security or scarcity, something like that. Now, I see that it is reflected in these cards in this reading. So we start over here with faith in action. It's interesting when action is underneath this, like it's an action card, but it's underneath this woman who is basically laying back, sleeping. It's kind of like having faith that she will be able to act again, especially if we're talking about the winter. But I also heard faith without works is dead. Like there's so many things that are coming when I see these two cards together. But I believe that this reading is talking about you and the faith that you have had. And there's you may have even taken actions based off of a belief system that you had or have. For example, some years ago, I felt called to quit my job. I was just like, I can't do this job anymore. I gotta go find something better and something different. So I stepped out on faith because I didn't have another job. I had savings, but I didn't have anything lined up, and I wasn't planning on going back into the same career field. So I was going to be starting completely over, and that can be terrifying. But I knew I was stepping out on faith because I just knew I was like, this is not where I'm supposed to be. I got to go. I got to go. You could have made a decision like that. You could have even, because this woman in this picture is pregnant, like you could even have a baby, or you could have like a project that you've been working on and nurturing, but it's requiring you to step out on faith because you don't have, like, the results are not there yet. If we're talking about the snow moon, like you could have planted some crops, but they're not coming up yet. So you have to have faith that they will come up at some point, that you'll be able to reap the things that you've sown, that they will be okay. If you have, what are those kinds of plants that last, like they survive during the winter? They're hardy enough to survive during the winter, and then they come back in the springtime. Like, you would have to have faith that that will continue to happen. And I feel like that's the type of energy we're in right now. Like, we don't know if the seeds that you've planted are going to come out okay, and that could be giving anxiety or causing anxiety. It could be causing you to literally, this time right now might be the worst time that you're like, it is right before I'm going to see some results. And I'm just unsure because it's been so long. I've been waiting so long. I've been waiting so long for my project to come to completion. I've been waiting so long for my baby to arrive here on this earth. I've been waiting so long for this investment that I have put to yield results. And like, you can just be having fears coming up from that because it's nothing that you can do right now. It's literally, you got to sit back and wait. You got to sit back and, observe or sit back and allow things to happen. There's nothing that you can physically be doing right now. It's kind of like you're stuck in I don't know, like playing the waiting game. That's what I see when I see fear and resilience. It's like there's something happening. Like, things are happening, things are moving, things are coming, but you cannot see them yet. And it's just taking, like, for you to continue on, even if, like, in this thing you're continuing to invest in. Like, you might still be investing to this day. It might not even be something that you did in the past. It's something that you're continuing to do, but you're not quite seeing results in it. Like, for example, if you were working a job and you want a promotion, but you still have to, prove yourself or show to your superiors that you are worthy of this promotion, when they may not see you in that light. So you might be putting in work, you might be going an extra mile, you might be, I don't know what you would want to do if you wanted a promotion. You might be doing it a lot though, doing the most, but you haven't gotten that promotion yet. You haven't seen any results from that. Even if you're in school and you're studying, you want to be the best, you want to do this and that, but man, this work is so hard, and it's going to be years, months, who knows how long until you actually are able to graduate and get that degree and then move on to the position you want. Like, it's so much investment that is being required up front. You don't have any proof that it's going to work or succeed. You don't even know, like, the next year if your degree path will be relevant anymore, because all this AI stuff, you feel like things are changing. I mean, I think that might be an extreme example, but you know what I mean. Like, there's uncertainty there, but you're still continuing to invest in this thing. It's just causing you some fear because, like, can I see some results, please? You may not be seeing the results that you're looking for, and it could be causing some anxiety. Then we have resilience and boundaries. Another thing that I'm seeing coming up is, like, you're putting in this investment in, you're working hard, you were continuing to step out there and put your neck out there, but that doesn't mean that you just let it all like you just let it all go and you just, like, completely 100% invest in something and, like, put yourself in a position where if things don't work out, you're never able to come back. When I see resilience and boundaries here, it's like, oh, right now, you know how much you can carry, you know how much you can invest, you know how much you can afford, you know how much time you have, you know how much strength you have, like, etc. You know how much patience you have. And it's saying, just because you're stepping out there on faith, that does not mean that you need to go against your boundaries. That does not mean that you need to do, like, I'm talking about going to work and working the extra mile. That does not mean that you need to go in there and start, doing stuff for free or, volunteering for things that are not in your job. Like, no, no, no. Also have boundaries when you're doing that, because remember, this is the snow moon. You're surviving the long night. Conserve your resources. Make sure you're taking care of yourself as well. As you're going through this energy right now, there is a need for balance. There is a need for you to make sure you're paying attention to your levels. Like, I'm thinking about your car. You're checking the oil. You're checking the gas. Like, make sure you can make it through. If you had some stores, if you were, like, setting yourself up in the winter time, you would be making sure, like, okay, I got this much meat left, I got this many vegetables left, and I have this many days left. How am I gonna use those resources wisely? Like, how can I make sure that we're gonna make it through until we're able to harvest again? There needs to be you would need to pay attention to that as you're making these investments, as you're taking these risks, as you're putting yourself out there. Make sure you're paying attention to your energy levels, what you can and cannot give. Very important. That's when I see self-love and darkness. It's reminding me of, like, a time in which there's, like, if you step out there on faith, there's not necessarily other people who are agreeing with you, who are believing in you, etc. So there's, like, a need for you to be really investing and believing in yourself. I do these tarot readings because I love reading tarot. It makes me, like, it literally brings me joy. And when I say I am my number one, like, biggest fan, I am my number one biggest fan. If I'm ever going through something, if I ever need advice, the first place I go is to this channel, because I know that one of these videos is going to help me. And it does every single time. I'm like, oh man. I remember when I recorded that, I wasn't quite sure what the message was, but right now, oh, it's hitting right now. So when I say be your biggest fan, like really big up yourself, like really invest in yourself and pour back into yourself, especially if there's not people around you who are also believing in what you're believing in, who are also investing in what you're investing in. Like if you're on your own, there's not necessarily a lot of space or time. You don't have the energy to be dealing with naysayers or people who just don't believe in you or people who are not supportive. In this dark time, in this time of investing without results, you would really need to be on your side. You could be completely derailed in what you're doing if you're listening to people who are not agreeing with you or people who are trying to like push you off of your path. And again, these people, of course, they can be haters, but they can literally be people who think they're loving you by telling you, "Hey, you're doing too much. Like, don't be doing all that. Like, what are you doing? Whoa, hey, that's lame or whatever." You know how people they can be attempting to save you or protect you, but really what they're doing is projecting their own stuff onto you. They can be that, or they can just be genuinely haters who are holding you back or attempting to hold you back. But what I'm saying is, really take the time and energy to pour into yourself. One thing too that I've noticed in this reading is that a lot of the women, they don't have many clothes on. And so I'm feeling like whatever this thing is kind of gives you, like makes you feel vulnerable, like you're not protected or covered. You're always protected and covered, first of all. Second of all, being vulnerable is not a bad thing. I think I trust people who are vulnerable or who are able to like express the realest version of themselves. Not all the time now, because if somebody's just walking around just like, I'm going to tell you everything, like that's a little bit of a red flag for me. But people who, those types of people, when you ask them how they're doing, and they might tell you how they're actually doing, or when you sit down and you talk and you're like, hey, are you comfortable? Is everything all right? They're like, actually, no, this chair is very uncomfortable. But people who are honest with you and vulnerable and like will really sit down and tell you the truth of themselves, I think that's a great position to be in. So even though you might feel vulnerable and exposed, for example, when you're investing, if you're thinking about money, if you're investing some money into something, you might feel vulnerable because if that money is gone, then it's like you worked so hard to get it just for it to go. Don't ever think that that loss is something that can never be replaced, or that loss is something that's like for no reason. I feel like we go through things, everything that we go through is for a reason. It teaches us something, it helps us understand something, it helps us learn something. And even though this process might be long and arduous and difficult, and you just, you're ready to see the results of your investments, just know that even if it doesn't go the way that you want it to go, that it's going to be all right in the long run. Okay, I want to get some advice. Okay, I wasn't really expecting this many cards, but this is what we have. Purity, the unexpected, the void, assessing, and extremes. Yeah, I like this. We're still kind of talking about this idea you have and what, you've put into it in order to get it to work, or the path and journey that you are on that's kind of different than anybody else's. That's what I see here when I see purity. It's like, this is your thing. This is what you want to do. This is what you are investing in. And she has this scarf over her face because it's like, this is mine. I'm not looking to anybody else. I'm not getting advice. I'm not, taking from anyone else's ideas. Like, this is purely mine. This is something that I'm creating on my own. And this is like precious. It's precious to me. Then we see the unexpected and the void. I kind of feel like these two go together because they're looking like into this portal, but they don't really know what's on the other side. You can see it, but it's like you can see it, but you don't know what it is until you experience it. And that's what I'm kind of getting here in the unexpected and the void. It's like you have this dream, you have this wish, you have this hope, but you don't know how it's going to end up. And right now you can be, especially because this is like sitting here smack dab in the middle, it's like you can be in between the things that you've been praying for and like the reality of it coming true. Like you're in that in between zone. But what I'm here to tell you is success is on the way. Like it's coming. I just feel like this is that zone. Like this is the zone before the plant starts sticking up through the snow. Like this is the zone before the thaw happens. This is the zone before, you know, the ice melts. Like you're waiting on those things to happen. They're going to happen because that is just what happens on this planet when winter is over. But right now we're in the middle of winter, so it's hard to see that. It's hard to accept that. It's hard to feel it and know it. That, you know, on the other side everything's gonna be fine. You're gonna get, like, you're gonna yield the things that you're expecting to yield. It's just like, but there's nothing around me. What do you mean? How? It's gonna happen. It's just a matter of time, honestly. It's a matter of the process, like literally trusting the process, trusting yourself and the vision and idea you had in the beginning, and continuing to invest in it and continuing to like pour into yourself and that vision. It's like on the other side of this void we have assessing, and that's when I see like the plants coming out of the ground. It's like, oh wait, do I see something happening? Is something being yielded from my results? Do I see growth here? Is that what's going on? You know, like no matter what it is, if it's your career, like for example, you can start hearing like echoes or whispers of, hey, this promotion, this job is opening up and they're looking for like you can start to hear certain rumors first, like before things actually start happening. Like those are like the precursors to things like things moving and shaking for you. Or you can be like, oh, you can hear, because it might not even be your company. You literally never know. You're investing in yourself, right? You're investing in yourself and your own skills. So this can happen anywhere. You can hear of a position, like you can look online and see something pop up and you're like, oh, I like that. That's what I'm talking about. Like that's what I was looking for in my own company, but they tripping. Let me see what they doing over here. Or you can start even online seeing things that are like more in alignment with what you were looking for. Like, oh, I was just looking up something like this the other day, or I was thinking about something like this the other day. And look at me, like all I see on my page is this. Wow, the algorithm is crazy. And you can just kind of see like how your life is being oriented in this new direction. Like you can just see the precursors before you even have success. And then we have extremes. Hot moon is literally the opposite of the snow moon. So yes, and when I see these extremes, I feel like things are gonna start popping off, like popping off. You made it through the winter, you made it through the void, and you made it through to where things are going to be opposite of what they were. So instead of the void, it's going to be opposite of that. It's going to be abundance. You're going to be filled with gratitude and joy for the results that you're getting, for the things that you put in. Like you put in so much work and you're going to start getting those results back, and it's kind of like a feedback loop, because it's like, okay, now that I see the formula, I see what's working, let me go ahead and put some more into this area, let me do that, let me like, you know, it's not going to be like, okay, I put in this and I'm going to get all of this abundance back. No, you're going to start seeing results from the actions that you've taken, and you're going to see, like, you're going to be able to more direct your path because you're seeing how the results are going. This is not going to be the end of the road when it comes here to these extremes. This is going to be more information to help you continue going, because we don't just stop when we get results. No, we continue going, but it kind of helps us to orient ourselves in the direction that we want to go. Like, oh, this is working like this, but I need to make this turn right here real quick. Okay, let me go. Let me do that. Let me adjust in this way and continue moving on and continue moving forward. I just think right now is a time where you're not seeing anything happening, and you might be like, oh, I can't do this anymore. Like if you feel like giving up right now, this is not the time. If anything, now is the time for you to like relook at, like, say you wrote down some goals or something. Look at those goals again and kind of remember the energy that you were in when you did that. Like, okay, what was I when I got here? What was I thinking about? How did I make it here? why is it so important for me? Like, kind of reorient yourself to your own truth and what it is that you're looking for. Like, okay, this is what I want. I know why I want that too, because of this, and I understand that. And I understand that I just put this out there not too long ago. Or I just put this out here 5 years ago. It's going to take some time for it to grow, because I got a big dream. Big dreams take big time. Like, and then all of us, it's like sometimes it's all of a sudden things start beginning, like things, you start getting results. But then you look back at all the work you've put in, and you're like, okay, I see what's happening. What I'm saying is now is not the time to give up. If anything, now is the time to reassess and then remember what your goals were, and then continue on, like making sure you're utilizing your resources in a sustainable way, and then continuing forward as you begin to see results coming up here in the future. I don't know how long in the future. This is not giving timing at all, but it's coming. It's coming. Just as sure as the snow will melt, it's coming. All right. Thank you all for listening, liking, subscribing, watching, and please let me know if this resonates with you. See you next time.